With the boost in the population of Damascus County, the council has approved a major expansion. In the east side of Cove Place, it was approved several different areas to be built. One of these areas is that with the increased population, more search for education is starting to rise, and the city wants to be done by your level of education. So in this area over here around the river, we are building the start of a new university. With that in mind, and with the train line that goes across in here, the city has also approved some new connections. So in this area, we will have a train train hub, I would say, that will connect between two different train lines. One that will go through here, another one that will connect to this line over there because they don't connect. And there will be a new metro station hub in here as well to make sure that we cater for the growth in this area. Now, with these stations over here and easy access to public transportation, the city has approved this area to be commercial, and with that, there is an area tailored for IT cluster. So in the middle there, we'll have an IT cluster surrounded by some commercial and the university around this area as well. To the south of the Cove Place, we are expanding more residential because we believe people will keep coming to the city and will want to join the university, be a part of the commercial district, work in the IT, create their own startups and bring life to the city. So all this area will start to be built on, and with that will bring a lot more services. There are some plans for a big park around here as well, alongside with an amusement park, and the amusement park has been provided some lands around the river in here. There are discussions with the developer if this will occur on this side or on that side, but this is the area that park will be built. And with that, there will be a need for more interchanges in this area to bring people into here. Because at the moment, the only access to the area, although you can see those two roundabouts in there, they actually just connect one side to the other. They don't actually provide access to the highway. So the city is looking for planned submissions of new interchanges this area and maybe another area or another interchange in here next to the amusement park. This one is still under study, and this is not completely agreed that it will live in there, but that is a proposed area for this one. And then we still have this area that we can bring on some access to here and connect both of these areas together so everyone can access all of that. With that, there will be a development alongside the river with keys to make this area a little bit safer and provide some more entertainment for the residents and the workers around this area. Now, obviously, I won't build all those areas today, and what I'll probably build today will be the starting layout for the junctions in here and where we might add the metro and the train stations over there, might even do the final connection with the other line. So that'll be the plan for today. I just don't want to advance this too much because I do want to build some of these areas with the new pedestrians and plazas and pedestrians. I never got that right. DLC that's coming very, very soon. Although we don't have a date, we believe that'll be in 1 to 2 weeks time. And I really want to use this in this area. I think that'll be quite a nice experience and a way for us to get into that DLC. So that's the plan. You'll see some updates. I'll update some of the junctions in here, make sure that we have lane mathematics going on in there. create another interchange in here. The one at the bottom I might leave for later. I might do already the key alongside the river to the train connection, and we'll be good to go. But before we do all of that, I just want to tackle some of the things that people left in the comments and over on Discord from the previous episode. The first problem that was pointed was that some cars were despawning in this area, and at first I mentioned that there wasn't any issues, and then a few days later I found what the issue was. This park that we have over here, it was in there. So what was happening, it was the entrance was actually not facing the main road, it was facing the highway. So some people were actually coming through here, and the only way to get into the park was to spawn their cars in front of the park and just walking. And yeah, that wasn't working. So I filled this with trees, put the park in there, kept most of the trees in there because I do like the look of this, and that's fixed. So no more problems in there. Another issue that we were having was here in Waterview, in the ferry. It was mentioned, I didn't see it, but it was mentioned that from time to time this building was flooding. Probably the water level was actually going up. If you look at the edge of the map, you see that it's just a little bit weird in there. So I do believe that sometimes the water level goes a little bit further up and down from time to time. And so what I've done, I slightly raised all this waterfront in here, including the ferry, obviously, to a level that I think now it won't happen again. So that is hopefully fixed. I haven't seen that happening, and I do hope I don't see that happening in the near future. So that's done. And finally, there was a name suggestion for the ore industry that I quite liked. So this will be now called, instead of summit or extraction sites, that will be called the Oxtane Quarries. And there was a suggestion by the Global Special. Thanks a lot for that. And I'll actually name the suburb as well as that. And thanks a lot for that. I really appreciate it. And I will definitely make good use of this space. Still need more workers in there. We will tackle these later. We have some new buildings that we can do in there, depending on how long it takes me for working on this area. I'll certainly fix that up. So with that all in mind, I'll just take a look at that people complaining about not being picked up. What is going on in there? No one's coming. Oh. I'm pretty sure that we have a cryopreservatory in here. Are we attending more areas than we should? I think we are. If you look at the transfer controller, this is I think the first time I'm showing you this actually. So for every suburb, the service that are in that suburb, they will go or only in the suburb itself or to the close by suburbs. And in this case, I set this up to prefer the local district, enable the restrictions, and to always service the same district. They are all being used in here then. So as you can see, there is one over there, there is another one over there. There's probably a few in some of these buildings. Yeah, another one in there, another one in there. They are working in here. So we will probably send someone there very soon. I do hope so. That's the whole idea of this. Unless this is not inside the suburb, which it is not. Look at that. Oh, it's because I haven't tied this up yet. That's why. What I'll do, I'll probably use this one, and we can tie this up a little bit. And then we remove that from there, and then we move this back there and bring this over. Good. And from this side, I'll also do this. Make sure that we have all that covered, and I'll do the same over here. Some people were a little bit surprised during the live stream on how tidy the suburb in the live stream city was. So I will show you the suburbs that we have in here because they are all tidy. So we have this one. That's the water view. We have water ends right there, all this area. We have the extended quarters, which is a little bit messy because of the area that we have in here going into the mountains. But it is what it is. We also have the nature reserve park over here that follows the natural resource and some of the roads as well. And then we have some of our other districts in here, and they are all tidy, all like pretty well placed, and I like to build it like that. I just feel better with this. But there we go. That's all out of the way, all sorted, and I'll just demolish this building so they can build that again. And now we are ready to work on this area. So enjoy the music, and I'll see you in a minute. And just like that, we are back. Now, if there is one mistake that I always make when I make new cities, is these right here. And this time I'm trying to get ahead of myself. And what I mean by that is that basically every time I build a city, I never do like a central station or a transport hub where I think that would be like the most busiest area of the city or a place where people can transfer between lines. And that's what I'm trying to do here. So we have basically two main hubs in there. We can even add later something like a bus station or something else if we need in here. But we basically have this big hub for metro, which I adore. Like it's one of my favorite buildings in Cities Skylines. And we also have this hub for trains in here. That's also from the Trains DLC, Trains Content Creator Pack, I should say. And this is lovely because you can get two train lines crossing without messing up with the trains on each of the directions that we have. So I want to get on top of that and make sure that we have this in a place that makes sense, because usually I always place this on a side because I don't have more space and I don't want to rebuild the area that we have, and then it doesn't make more sense to have that in there. So with this I think will be great, because what we have in here is basically a university that will go in there, then commercial area with an IT cluster in here, which is something that will be pretty busy, and then probably more commercial and then residential in this area, and I want this all to be connected. As you can see, we've also done the key all along the river in here, just making sure that all this area is ready to go. Some things to notice is that I'm using the version that people can walk underneath, and I've added the stairs every so often, so people can go down and up in there as well. The only area that I haven't finished with a key was around here, because as you can probably see in here, and this will show you a lot better, we have this deep what I'm trying to say hard cut in the land in here. That's basically where water comes from, this lake down here. So when this lake overflows, it goes through here, goes in there all the way through here. I want to keep that in there, and then I've used this nice little bridge over here using the nature reserve bridge. Really put down some lights in there as well and connect them at the both ends in here. So this is how people will be able to cross in there. This is looking pretty good. I think that's an awesome start. Other than this area was a little bit elevated just at the tip in here, and I've also leveled this. This was the only area and some corners here next to the keys that are actually level. And in here I left some road guides in here on this roundabout, just so we can connect more roads in there and we don't mess this up. At the moment it's not being used. This is just a connection to the other side, so that's not a problem, and I'll keep it there for now until we build this area. And I've also made the initial connection in here, road layout for this new junction that we've done. Nothing special, it's not the best junction ever, but it's not the worst as well. It's just making their job, so connecting to this side, and preparing something to that side as well, so we can grow in this area. And with that, I also worked on all the lane mathematics in here, and basically 2 and 1 going to 3, or 3 should go in 2 and 1. On this side, 3 going 1 and 2, and so on and so on, 4, 1 out goes to 3, and making sure that all this works. Also added all the detailing in all these junctions, make sure that this was all working, and did the lane connector when they meet, so we don't have any cars crossing each other's way in there as well. So this is all done. This is all working as it should be. The train line, I've actually made the connection that I said. So this is going alongside this main road, making a curve that'll be a little bit tighter in here, but as this area will be a lot denser, I thought it would be a good idea to have as much space as possible in here. And then this goes through this junction in there. As you can see, it goes above all the lines, and it gets nested into between those 2 lanes. So I just move these roads slightly to make some space in here, and it will be elevated through the middle there until we get to this curve, and this goes through and goes back to the ground floor. And then we go all the way and connect over here. So as you can see, we connect there in there, and now we have access to this line over there, which is the one basically that runs through here. This one, it actually goes through there and gets out of the map through here at the bottom, so it doesn't provide a connection up there, which we might take a look later, and maybe we can extend this up somewhere around here, but it's not for now. All the details are laid in here. For some reason, or suburb names, I just named what we need them to be there. Yeah, just add a dot so we can see that again. But we have the IT cluster, we have the university, and we have the residential in here. I didn't name the commercial yet because, well, it's commercial and that'll be there. So this is all done. Hopefully one of my main mistakes here is fixed. We don't have this issue anymore with public transportation and having a major hub in the biggest area of the city. We are ready to go and to use the pedestrian roads from the new DLC over here, which is quite fantastic. And this is basically how I plan my city as well. I don't plan everything in advance, so I plan a few areas, as you can see, and I just plan the area, not exactly how I build that. And then as I start building, so university, IT cluster, commercial, residential, I'll start to see what we need next, and then I can start planning for other areas. And then I'll think about, well, we can have this type of expansion in this area over here. We can expand something else in here, and we can use this area for, I don't know, for an industry and things like that. As we go, then new areas start coming into play, and they will all make sense. Thanks a lot for all the likes, all the comments and suggestions. I really appreciate that. If you want to see more of this, please don't forget to subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye!